Psalms 107:6. Then they cried out to the Lord in their trouble. Let's look at the result of that. He rescued them from their distress. You're wandering, you don't know why you're on this earth? Cry out to God and expect the result.
When kids get to hear other kids open their heart up and talk about good things that are going on, or struggles, or things that they've had to overcome, I think that really speaks volumes to those kids.
You get to see your friends and your peers around you in a different environment other than just going through school or sports, and really honed in on your walk with God. So it's really unique, and I definitely recommend it to anyone to give it a try.
It shows why we do what we do. And the same with basketball. We've seen different kids that have came through the program and became better men because of the team huddles. And for some of these kids, that's all they get is that team huddle, because they may not grow up in that Christian home. They may not grow up knowing about Jesus. So these team huddles and through FCA, we are able to share the love of Christ with them and just to introduce them to Jesus.
Coach Lee is a very stand-up guy. I think he exemplifies everything that you want out of a coach. He's a great teacher. He's a great role model for our kids. He came on board several years ago, and he's just been a blessing ever since he's been here. He's taken the middle school FCA over and has really made it grow a lot. You know, my son now is in there, and it's really neat to hear him come home and talk about, you know, Coach Lee had us doing this, or Coach Lee talked about this, or so-and-so gave their testimony. And it just really is a compliment to him and what he stands for.
I mean, I love the coaching, love winning games, but when it gets down to it, it's about building character and having that influence on young people's lives, and FCA has given me that opportunity to be able to do that.
For the past 10 years, I've been involved in FCA, in high school level and the junior high level. And you know, a lot of times that's the only time, that's the only church kids get to have, and the only experience with God that they get to have. And it's amazing to see how many lives are changed and are touched over the years. You see those kids that start out in 6th, 7th, 8th grade, and you know, by the time they're a senior, they become a devout Christian, and that's a big part of FCA and their influence.
I think it's so important to support FCA for the simple fact that everything you give goes to support the Lord's work through schools. I just truly believe that it's not money being wasted. I think it's money being well spent on a very good cause that most kids would not have an opportunity without a program like FCA.
You know, any kind of legacy I feel like I can have through FCA, through coaching and mentoring, is he cared. You know, he cared enough to tell me, you know, to be real with me, to help me through my hard times, to tell me how he got through his. And they definitely give you the tools to do that through FCA. So that's a huge impact, I think.
God does not love us because we are valuable. We are valuable because He loves us.